Now if we move on to number 8, we're given a radius. So we have r equals 2.5 centimeters. In this case, we can just use the c equals 2 pi r because we're given the radius. So c is going to equal 2 times 3.14 times r, which is given as 2.5 centimeters. You can do this multiplication in any order you want. I usually try to find something that's going to make it look a little easier. I noticed that 2 times 2.5, so if we look at these numbers first, that's going to equal 5. And so I'm just going to do that in my head before I start thinking about doing a decimal division. So 2 times 2.5 is 5, and then we still have to multiply by 3.14. If I was really interested in doing this in my head, I know that multiplying by 5 is the same as multiplying by 10 and then dividing by 2. So I know that the answer to this is going to be, what, 15, close to 15, a little more than 15, so maybe 15.7, I think. But just to make sure, let's try the multiplication here. So we get a 0, 2, 7, and a 15. So 15.7, and the units was centimeters. So that's going to be our answer to number 8. What's nice about, if you look at problem number 9, as I said, there's different approximations for pi. So problem 9 looks like 7 millimeters. And that's a radius, so we're going to use circumference equals 2 times pi times r. I could use 3.14 if I wanted, but something I'm noticing right now, which I think will make this really nice, is if I use 22 over 7 as my approximation this time, and I have 7 millimeters, right? I don't need to put the millimeters now, I'll just check that at the end. But I have this. Notice what happens that's really nice. I don't have to deal with decimals at all because I have this 2, which we'll deal with later. I have this 22 over 7, and I have this 7 over 1. Well, the 7's cancel out, leaving me with 2 times 22, or 44. And now looking back at the units, 44 millimeters. So I was having trouble describing that before, but now that I have an example, it's simple. So when you get a radius or a diameter that's divisible by 7, you're going to want to use a pi of 22 over 7, because then you won't have to deal with decimals. Otherwise, you can just use 3.14, or if you like fractions better, you can always use 22 over 7. Some problems specifically tell you which one they want you to use, and in that case, you'll obviously want to use that. As you get further in mathematics, a lot of people just leave pi as pi. So, for instance, you could answer number 9. So if we have c equals 2 times pi times 7, you could just answer it as 14 pi. So some branches or some books of mathematics and some teachers just say don't even approximate it, let's keep it exact and just leave it as 14 pi. Okay. Sometimes you'll be given a circumference circumference, and you'll need to find the radius or the diameter. So if you look at problem number 13, for instance, let's go to the next page. You're given a circumference of 56.52 meters. That's a circumference. Technical difficulties there. So again, using the formula, C equals, and we're asked to find the radius and the diameter. So we can use, let's use pi d for this one. So we plug in the circumference, 56.52 equals, and we can say 3.14 times the diameter. In this case, we'll need to divide both sides by 3.14. Divide by 3.14. You may want to use a calculator in this section. So I'm pulling my calculator out of my phone right now. We could do long division here, but when we're dealing with decimals like this and division, sometimes it's just easier to go with the calculator. So I got about D equals about, actually, 17.9, or about 18 as the diameter, and then so the radius would be about half that, so somewhere around 9 or just below 9. So you could say maybe 8.95 or something, or 9. Alright, so tomorrow in class you'll be working on those assignments, or an assignment that I give you.